design department. Today we're going to look at the file. The file is used across the year groups from year 8 to 14, but primarily we learn the skill at year 8 level when we're doing our Christmas decoration. If you want to look at the table here, I've set out the 5 different profiles of file. The first file here on my very left hand side is the flat file, and you can see that by the flat profile on the end. This one here is called 3 square, often confused by the students. They call it triangular file and number, but 3 square is the correct terminology for it, and you can see it's triangular in profile. The half round file is, as it states, half round, and it's used with the outer rim here and a semicircle, whilst the flat profile is on the underside. Fourth file, very clearly square file, used for right angles and angular profiles to try and keep the flat edge and to eliminate any problems at corners, etc. The final file is the round file. It's used for round profiles. You can see maybe drilled holes inside materials, trying to keep a smooth circular profile. So that's our main files. Now, actually using the files themselves, there is, if we look at the flat file primarily here, the flat file is used in 2 different ways: cross-filing and draw-filing. Now, cross-filing itself, we'll look at the skills in a moment, but cross-filing itself is used to take material down. Once the material is taken down, draw-filing is then used to leave a finished surface on the surface of the material. So, just for a very quick example here today, I'm going to just, you can see this here, I've deliberately left quite an angular piece of material and marked it with a black line. I'm going to use the file to take it down to the line and leave it finished. In order to clamp it properly in a bench vise, it's recommended that you do use a metal vise, which is more like a junior sort of vise to go into the bench vise itself. So if I place it in here and just lock it into place, okay, it's firm. And the advantage to this here vise is the fact that it's so fine, and the metal edges ensure that you clamp the work nice and tight. So I'll place this in so it can be seen clearly on the video here. Unfortunately, due to the size of the vise, I have to clamp it to the edge, but it still should be secure. Now, in order to cross-file, what we do is we run the file across the profile. To hold the file properly, to maintain proper control of it, it's ideal that you have an index finger, and some people find it easier having the index and middle finger, as well as the same on the other end, where you can see your index finger and middle finger are supported by your thumb, and it allows you to control the file surface properly. Now, to cross file, what we do is we will bring it across the material, okay? So in an action. Now, the problem with this is that you need to be very careful, because if you're not carefully doing it evenly along the surface, you can leave indents across it. So we try to do that as carefully as possible. But this isn't the finish that we're looking for. This is simply taking the material down to a line. You can see already in that short period of time, because I've been cross-filing, it's taken it down to the line a lot closer anyway. For the sake of the demonstration, there's no point spending too much longer on doing that. You can see the basic skill. But what I want to show you now is how, once you've brought it down to the desired level, how you leave it finish. Now, to do that, you hold the file in exactly the same manner with the handle. Some people like to hold it like so, others prefer to have the index finger on a so, but for this example, just to vary it, I'll hold it like so, because sometimes with cross-filing that leaves it a little bit more straightforward. Okay, in draw filing, what we do then is we draw it back along the blade, and what we'll do is you'll see the grains on the surface will change direction and leave more of a finish. It also takes that dangerous swarf off the edges, which can cause cuts in the workshop. Sometimes when you're finished then, and you've got a little bit left, just running at 45 degrees to the flat surface allows the material to take away those serrated edges, because they're not ideal obviously when you're creating a finish. Okay, and that there shows you how it leaves a nice finish along the surface of the piece. Now, whenever you're finished, you will often see on the file itself that it becomes clogged with the material and swarf that's been taken away. You can see it physically coming off of my fingers there, but that obviously isn't a good way to be able to clean it. That sharp metal shrapnel can obviously have indications with sort of safety issues, and certainly can get cuts from very small pieces of metal. What I want to do with that, in order to clean it, what we do is we use a file card. And a file card, you can see here the profile of it is a little wire brush, not softer than what you would have in your standard wire brush. But you just want to run that at 45 degrees to the straight, and that allows you to remove the swarf from the material. And what that will do then is it will unclog it, leaving it ready for the next person whenever they come to use it. And you can see that's removed most of the swarf that was in place. Please tune again to the rest of our YouTube clips to learn other tools that we use in the